round and round.
Hello.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Amy and Gina and In the Burbs. We're so happy to be here. We're celebrating today because I won my tennis match, Gina.
Yay.
It's so beautiful.
Wait.
Woo!
Congrats, Amy.
Okay.
Congrats.
And look, we're
how
celebrating.
are we celebrating?
We're celebrating with something special.
Oh, cheers.
We are celebrating. Gina, it's so
What?
beautiful. Look at the bottle. Look at the thing. This is called the Hapsy. Clip this. This is called the Hapsy Salty Seagull. That's what we're celebrating with. And a group of women that came out of PepsiCo and Coca-Cola created this. And it is not Gina, tell them all about it.
Well, first of all, Amy, let me see here.
Look at the cute packaging.
This is called the Salty Seagull. That is the flavor that we are drinking.
It is delicious.
Citrus, berry, and elderflower. 0% ABV. That means bubble-free, worry-free, because it's alcohol-free, Amy.
It's so good, I'm going to have another one.
That's right. And it's a non-alcoholic cocktail, which most people are referring to these nowadays as mocktails. Is that correct, Amy?
Yeah,
because it's becoming a trend. And with the holiday Memorial Weekend coming up, July 4th, summertime in general, we have graduations, which I was at last week. There's a lot of partying going on. But I think the trend is changing, Amy, with drinking.
I know people are drinking less. This is a great mocktail. Again, and then you can find it at all the flavors at BeHapsy. HAPSY.com. And this one really is good. It's very fresh. It's it's not bubbly. Some people I don't like a lot of carbonation. So it's really good. So thank you to Paul for giving these us to try. And we love it. Okay. Sorry, Gina. Yes, there is a trend for people to drink less on college campuses, which is actually really exciting.
It is really exciting. The trend among college age students right now is actually pretty mixed, though. Overall, young people today are drinking less than previous generations did at the same age. Even though there's still the problem I think they have with binge drinking. That's still an issue.
Not good for your brain.
And not good. But Gen Z college students are drinking less, drinking only occasionally, limiting themselves to a couple of drinks, or they don't drink at all. So I think the reason they're calling this the sober, curious culture, and the reason for that is kids today are a little more obsessed, not that we all aren't as well, but adults, older people, but more obsessed with fitness. Mental health is huge. Sleep, skin health, and calorie counting. And they just want to avoid the hangovers.
Yeah.
So
this would be so fun. Gina was talking about going like Memorial Day, if you're on a boat or doing anything like that. This is so refreshing to be outside and to not have the alcohol in it. Now, people do add alcohol to them, but to be safe on the boat, you should not add alcohol.
Why? Okay, this trend of drinking less, the mocktails is, first of all, there's a lot of people that obviously drink too much and they come to a realization that it needs to stop. But Amy, you were reading something. Because
Gina was like, obviously we know it can cause liver problems. It can cause falling down problems. It could be falling in bed with the wrong person problems. You people out there in college. But it also has the real thing is it's like, significant physical and mental health issues, including, you guys are not going to believe this list: brain damage, liver disease, increased cancer, increased risk of multiple cancers, weakened immunity, even moderate. This is what Gina was talking about earlier. It's like they used to say, have one glass a night relaxes you. Gina was saying, no, that's not even good for you. Even moderate consumption disrupts your sleep, heightens your anxiety, and heavy drinking can lead to alcohol disorder and severe organ damage. And it talks about neurological effects. So impaired judgment and all that stuff.
There's so many negativity associated with it. I don't understand. I'm not saying I don't have a drink from time to time, because I do. I'm not a big drinker. I've often said that would not be my drug of choice, as far as I don't think I'd ever have to worry about being an alcoholic. And I say that because I don't metabolize it well. I don't like how I feel if I've had too much the next day. You get to it. I guess it's our age, maybe. I don't want to feel bad anymore.
Even if I have one in the morning, I'm kind of groggy.
I don't want to feel bad. So there's options.
Look how cute it is.
BeHapsy.
BeHapsy.com.
You can switch.
Okay, Gina.
Yes.
Called me with an emergency situation.
Oh my gosh, Amy.
Alec
This might require a real
Murdaugh.
drink. It might
Alec.
require a real drink.
Yeah.
You guys know how I follow some of these crazy trials. Well, this one, Alec Murdaugh. Yes. Very nice. Alec Murdaugh,
nice
who was
packaging.
convicted in 2023, March of 2023, for the murder of his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. It was overturned.
The murder, double murder conviction.
Do you know why it was overturned, Amy?
You told me, and I was shocked.
Because there's this little woman, and her name was Becky Hill. And Becky Hill, Becky was the court reporter who had written a book, Amy. She was writing a book, and her book was called Behind the Doors of Justice. Yeah, because she was doing some shady things behind the doors of justice during that trial. So after the trial was over, it came out, one of the jurors was interviewed, and this juror revealed that Becky said things to them like, oh, watch his body language when he's on the stand. Don't believe anything he says. And then when they went back to deliberate,
that is interference.
Right, they went back to deliberate. She said to them, to this one juror, I don't know how many other jurors, but there was only one that came forward. She said something like, oh, this shouldn't take long. So she was putting, ideas into their head.
If they needed to. The evidence was so overwhelming.
The evidence was
if
overwhelming.
She needed to say a word.
They were going to convict him. They did convict him, but it is against the law for her to intervene and influence. She is a court reporter. She's an elected official in the courtroom. And then what I found out, I was listening to Vinnie Politan, love Vinnie, Court TV. I was listening to his podcast last night, and he's a prosecutor, worked in the courtroom for many, many years, and has seen hundreds and hundreds of trials. And he said in his time in the courtroom, you never see a court reporter coming in contact with the juror. The only people that are in contact with the jurors are the bailiff, who takes them back to their private room and goes in, or maybe the judge from time to time will speak to the jury, but nobody else is speaking to the jury. They're not allowed to speak to anybody. They go in, they're in isolation, they're sequestered, they're in a room. They don't speak to people. The court reporter of all people should know that. And she did know that. This is a very small town. This trial took place in Walterboro, South Carolina, small, like Mayberry, like teeny tiny, like just, and everybody knows everybody.
That's why they got away with it for so long.
She probably did this many trials over the years, but this one was so huge and got such national attention that she didn't get away with it. And of course, her book, she also was accused of plagiarism in writing her book. I have not read her book. I don't even know if you can still find it, but so anyway, having said that, it's overturned. So the state of South Carolina can decide if they want to retry him. Well, they are going to retry him. They want a speedy trial. They want to do it all over again. The prosecutors are like, he's not getting away with this. We're going to do it again. Even though, think of all the money that was already spent. Now they're going to do it again. And now he's already serving 40 years for the financial crimes that he was convicted of.
He stole from his own law firm.
Oh, it's just millions of dollars from people, these innocent people in this small town. Again, small town, taking advantage of other people. So he's already serving time for that. That's not going to change. But, I was telling Amy earlier, with that type of, with financial crimes and prisons being overcrowded, I just feel like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, he could get out for something like that.
Yes.
But you're not going to get out on a double murder, life without parole kind of situation. So with that being overturned, I think it's very, very important that they get him back, they get this conviction, another guilty verdict for him so he can stay in prison for the rest of his life. And there's no chance ever that he will get out. And it's just sad that they have to do this again.
And as Gina was pointing out, what's happened is that town is so small. How are you going to find any buddy that lives in that town that hasn't heard of it, because the trial was so national, viral on Instagram and all the social medias. And then they have how many documentaries and then like
Documentaries, Datelines,
yes, it was
numerous
everywhere. And so how are they
podcasts.
ever, yes, an entire podcast. How are they ever going to find anyone that hasn't been? And then also, if you don't know about the trial, the family, what they were like personal injury attorneys. And so it's just like everybody in town knows someone that
Everybody
the
knew the
Murdaughs
Murdaughs.
helped out.
Yeah.
And then in case you've had your head in a hole, which is possible, or you're in Russia for the past 2 years, what he did is he violently murdered his own son and wife outside their home, and then lied about it, and then was convicted of murdering both of them due to his son was on a Facebook call talking to someone about his dog.
It was a Snapchat.
Oh, Snapchat. He was dog sitting, and it came down to that when they opened that guy's phone. They had the audio where they could hear him.
They could hear Alec on this call, on this
They could
Snapchat,
hear him
and
in
it
the
was like
vicinity.
minutes before the
Right.
murders.
And so it placed him at the
scene
site.
of the crime.
Yes.
So there was overwhelming evidence, and they're still going to have that evidence. I heard that they possibly won't let him testify again because he did testify, and I think that didn't go well. Mm-mm. Yeah, it was so much fake crying and
you have
tears.
To be careful if you're a big
fat
narcissist.
Yeah.
And you're up there saying like, oh, I didn't care. I love Maggie, remember?
And Paul. He called him Paul,
yeah,
his son.
The narcissist. He started to believe his own crap.
So I don't know how soon they will have this trial, Amy, but finding a jury that's going to be, unaware, they're going to have to go to another town possibly. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know.
We'll
but
see.
South Carolina
Gina
is going to
keep you up.
And we may have Amy and I might have to do a field trip. We may need to go visit this trial, Amy.
Exactly.
I'm not kidding.
Exactly.
And another couple updates on another trial that I talked about that I followed, the Corey Richins trial, the mom in Utah that poisoned her husband with fentanyl and a Moscow Mule, speaking of alcoholic drinks. And she was convicted.
Don't kill your husband.
She was all for money. And she had these 3 little boys that are now left without a father and now a mother who will spend, her sentencing was yesterday on her deceased husband's birthday.
Oh,
Isn't that terrible? I was sad for the family, but happy for the family because the judge gave her life without parole. And she's only 36 years old. I thought she might get life, up to 30 years or something like that with the possibility of parole. But no. This judge came down hard on her. So she will be spending the rest of her life in prison in Utah. I'll tell you what, there's some crazy women in Utah, Amy. Crazy.
There really are some crazy
I told my husband I'm not moving to Utah. He loves Utah for the skiing. I said, well, I'm not going out there.
All right, Gina, any other trial updates for us?
That Suzanne Miracle, the dentist from St. Simon's, remember her?
Yes.
I think we talked about her a little bit. Crazy, killed her.
They both had weapons.
Trial was right here in Gainesville, Georgia.
Just north of here, yeah.
Just right around the corner. Killed her boyfriend, shot him through the bedroom door.
She didn't mean to.
She didn't mean to?
Well, then she was just trying to open the door.
So she says, but she was convicted, Amy.
I know, that's very sad, though.
She also got life without parole. I was shocked by that sentence. I thought
the harder on the women.
I tell you what, these judges hardcore. Don't kill your husband. Don't kill your boyfriend.
Don't kill your wife.
Don't kill anybody. Yeah,
don't kill. Okay. Also, Gina went to a 2. She had to go to 2. She has
Congrats to my niece and nephew. My sister has boy-girl twins, Connor and Grace.
Congratulations.
Yes, big congrats. Grace graduated from NC State in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Give her some applause.
Oh, yeah. And, and Connor graduated from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So both very good ceremonies. I enjoyed them both. We were able to attend both. One was in the morning, same day. NC State in the morning, Chapel Hill in the evening. Both had great speakers. NC State had the CEO of Duke Power. He was very good. Enjoyed that. However, I have to say, University of North Carolina had country singer Eric Church. I'm not a huge country fan. Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew who Eric Church was. I've heard I know some of his music. I don't listen to country on the regular, let's just say. But his commencement speech Amy. I would
She
encourage.
loved it. She called me and said it was really moving.
You can Google it on
and
YouTube.
Gina is a huge music fan, so this is right up her
I think
alley.
it was just the way, I just thought, what is he going to say? I knew he was a country guy and I knew he had some great songs and he's probably a good songwriter, but I didn't know what he was going to say. So what he did is he took his guitar, he came out and he started strumming the guitar. Everybody was just clapping and it was a nice, beautiful evening. And he applied the 6 strings of a guitar to 6 aspects of your life, like starting with the E string, the bass, the foundation. And he implied how important his faith is and how important that E string, the bass of the guitar, is important in making the music and the sound, that you have to have every chord, the E string, the G string, the D string, and the D being the middle of the guitar is the heart of the guitar. And he said, guard your heart. I mean, every string had a message. He applied it to music, but then he applied it to real life, your faith, finding a partner in life, choosing your friends, your work, your career. He just applied everything. It was beautifully said. And it was very enjoyable. And I think anybody could relate to it no matter what your age. It was inspiring.
And Gina said you can find it online.
On YouTube. Just Google Eric Church commencement speech, University of North Carolina. It pops right up. So I would encourage everybody to go watch that, Amy. And that is that. What are you
then
watching?
I wanted to, I think I gave a shout out to this. I am obsessed with, it's on Apple, I think. It's Rooster. It's with Steve Carell. I love it. It's so sweet. It's about heartbreak. So Steve Carell's wife, they got divorced and his wife is going through a hard time. And on the show, his daughter's going through a hard time too. So his daughter is a professor at a college and her husband's a professor, by the way. That guy was Jamie from Ted Lasso.
Oh,
so you recognize.
Love him.
And it is so sweet. And Steve Carell just comes across as such a genuine guy. And then the other show that I'm obsessed with right now is Margot. Margot's Got Money Troubles.
Oh, I love it. Is that also on Apple?
Oh, I can't remember.
Is this on Apple?
I think Steve Carell is on Apple.
I think it is on Apple.
But you can Google it. But the Margot's Got Money Trouble is Elle Fanning, and she's a college student that gets pregnant. Her mother is Michelle Pfeiffer, who's all over the place.
Her.
And her dad is Megan Mullery's husband. I can't think of his name.
Okay.
But anyway,
I'll look it up.
It's really a sweet show.
It's
really sweet.
I saw the advertisements for it, but I didn't know. I'm glad you're watching it. I started the Rooster show with Steve Carell. My husband and I watched a couple episodes. We couldn't really get into it, Ames. Couldn't get into it.
Different strokes for different folks.
Strokes for different folks, baby. But I will revisit it.
But we both love Your Friends and Neighbors on
Apple, also on Apple.
I
believe Rooster is on Apple, and I believe this one is on Apple too.
Yeah.
Okay. You talk about Your Friends and Neighbor, John Hamm, Amanda Peet, Olivia Munn. We love everybody in the show.
Yes.
James Marsden has in the new
season.
A good addition. I loved the first season so much that we talked about it a lot. I'm not loving the second season. I don't know why. Maybe because the first season was so good. That happens sometimes. What do you think?
I think that I was like you. I was like, what's happening? It just seems like it was spiraling out of control. And then now I like John Hamm back in a suit. I did not like him wearing the sweatpants and all that stuff. And so now he's back.
The burglar outfit.
So now he's like, he got blackmailed and he's back into the world of high finance and investments and stuff like that. So he's back in a suit and back in business. And that's what I like. I got tired of seeing him robbing houses. So we won't go into the whole plot line, but I think it's getting better. I think they're setting themselves up for a better season 3.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right, Gina. I think they kind of stumbled along for the season 2. So I think maybe they're setting themselves up for a better season.
When they have a long season, you have they have to kind of build and build and build. And there's some, they call them fluff episodes where they're just kind of getting
like characters we have no interest in.
Yeah. We'll see.
The dog pooping in the yard all the time.
That was stupid.
I'm like,
and they're really focusing on Amanda Peet going through menopause, which we all know what that's about. But I think there's been a lot of focus on that. I don't know. It's like
it was like a distractor. It is a distraction. I wish they would have built her character with a new relationship.
Maybe that's coming.
instead. And anyway, and Gina and I, one of our
still
critiques
like
of
it.
it
I still
is
like
it's
it.
like everybody in the whole neighborhood can't be in on the scam.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, is
They
that what's
keep
going to
adding
happen?
more people.
Like this guy finds out, so now he's in on it, and the housekeeper finds out, so she's in it. I'm like, is that what's going to happen? Like this whole neighborhood's going to be in?
Yeah, and if you haven't watched it, you'll know what we're talking about. So I would encourage you to watch season 1 because it's very, very good. But you may feel differently. You may think season 2 is going well for you. But
tell us what you're watching.
Yes, and I would like to give a shout out. My best friend Karen Pagliaro from high school, who I haven't seen in many, 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 many years, but we keep up with each other on social media. Her daughter has become a rather famous actress. Yes, and her daughter, her last name now is Mohammadi, Karen Mohammadi. Her daughter, Layla Mohammadi, is casted in the new Scrubs reboot.
I have seen that.
Have you seen
it? The old Scrubs. Does it have
I love
the same
the old
characters?
Scrubs. Some of the same guys. The three main characters: Zach Braff, Donald Faison, Sarah Chalk, who you love. Remember her from Firefly? Oh gosh, I love her. She's so cute. They're back.
Is that the blonde?
Yes.
Okay.
They're back, and some of the other characters, but they got a whole new cast. And my friend Karen, her daughter Layla, her name is Layla Mohammadi. She plays Dr. Amari Hadi in the show Scrubs, the new show Scrubs. It's on ABC, I think Wednesday nights, but I think you can watch it on Hulu, since Hulu owns ABC. If you don't want to watch it week to week, I think there was only 9 episodes. It may be, this season may be over. I'm not sure. So check it out and check out my friend Karen, her daughter, Karen. Love you, miss you. But she's so sweet. So anyway, just wanted to give a little shout out. And another film, since I'm talking about friends. So on my dance team, Staying Alive crew, my little dance ladies, Amy.
Yes.
I have a girl that's on my dance team, Carol Kaiser. Her son, Blake Kaiser, lives in LA. Also just wrote and directed his own indie film called Love Bug, not the Disney Love Bug. It's Love Bug. It takes place in 1988, and it's a very interesting storyline. Follows a young man persuaded by his girlfriend to enter the adult film industry.
Ew.
So, well, I know, but it's okay. I'm just giving her a shout out.
Yes.
Because it's her son, and it's an indie film, and it's an adult theme. Subject matter.
Is it a comedy?
It's a comedy. It is a comedy.
Okay, so I can see how that would maybe work into that.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. So if you're an adult, you can watch this, and do not think you're watching the Love Bug from the 60s. It's not that Love Bug. So big shout out to my friend Carol for her son Blake. So yeah, it's just really cool.
Getting a film made, even an independent film, is like
huge.
Winning the lottery. Winning the lottery. So exciting.
So so check it out. You can order that on Prime and watch it, and you can watch Scrubs on ABC or Hulu. Just
Gina and I think we might go see The Devil Wears Prada 2. And if anyone's seen it, let us know.
Okay,
I've heard good things. It's got the main characters.
Mixed reviews.
Oh, mixed.
Well, I've heard very good, and then I've heard not, because there's always, when you have that
big giant hit,
it's always people
it is
are
hard.
just
it is hard.
People are just they're expecting
but it has
too much.
Anne Hathaway, and it has
Meryl Streep,
Stanley Tucci.
I love him. So the same characters are back. It's good.
Emily Blunt.
I want to see it. I just haven't.
I want to see it too.
Yet.
Okay. And do you have anything else, Gina?
Well, also there's a documentary out, a new documentary. Martin Short has a new documentary out on Netflix. I love Martin Short. He's so funny. Tragically, I was watching an interview with him. He just lost his daughter to mental illness. I believe she committed suicide. So I know he's going through a really, really, really difficult time right now.
That's so
sad.
sad.
I don't think that is covered in the documentary. I think the documentary was made before this tragedy, but he's Canadian too. Did you realize that?
Yes, I did.
And you remember, his character, that Jimmy Glick, that I love that character that he plays, that he originated, I think, on Comedy Central. So anyway, check out that new documentary on Netflix, I believe. And we were talking about Murdaugh earlier. Tomorrow night, Friday night, there will be a new Dateline focused on this new Overturned verdict. So they're going to revisit. I guess they'll tell us how this is all going to go down. I can't
Gina,
wait.
do you think there'll be any punishment for that woman who was trying to influence?
I think they already tried. I don't know. That's something we might find out in the Dateline tomorrow night. I don't know. She should be, but she's probably lost her. Of course, she'll never be a court reporter again.
Loose lips.
Yeah.
That's not
I
good.
don't. Did she serve some prison time? I'm not sure. I'll let y'all know next time. But no, that's all I got, Amesy.
Okay, so we wanted to give one more shout out to
Yes.
the Hapsy Salty Seagull, and go to behapsy.com
to order your non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, and to see their other flavors, because this flavor is really good.
This is
And
called
then also-
Salty Seagulls.
And I wanted to give a shout out also to Design District. If you're off of exit 12 on McFarland, off of 400, Halcyon, by the parking garage, like you go past the Good Mexican restaurant, on the right-hand side is a building called Design District. Clip this. Design District is a fantastic design center that Sable and Dan Murphy own, and my friend Shannon works there, and they have rugs and all kinds of flooring and the tile, and it's like a one-stop shop. They know the electricians, they know the plumbers, and so I just want to give a shout out because they're kind of hidden back behind there.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy rugs. You'll come in, they'll offer you
And
a
that's
drink,
Halcyon.
and it's at Halcyon. It's called
Nice.
Design District. It's a beautiful facility. Some stuff you can buy right there. Like if they have a light fixture, you can buy it right there, or a sofa, you can take it right there. But they'll do anything custom for you. And I just want to say that they're helping me do some upgrades, and they are doing an outstanding job.
Excellent. And I can't wait to see the finished product, Amy.
Thank you.
So anyway, we will see you all next week. We took a week off last week. We have a lot of things that happen with family, and sometimes you have to be out of town. We try to do this week to week, but and today's Thursday. Normally we don't do a show on Thursday, but we switch it up every now and then.
We do.
If you've been following us long enough, that's
we'd
the
like
norm.
to keep you on your toes.
That's right. So have a wonderful weekend, and I hope all the moms out there also had a nice Mother's Day. We did not mention that, Amy.
Yes.
And we will see you all next Wednesday.
Alex picked up the tab for my Mother's Day. Anna's boyfriend. Very
how
sweet. His family's so sweet. And we went to the cute little Roswell restaurant. It's a Greek place right on Canton Street.
Yeah, we love all the restaurants on Canton Street.
So good. And we went to Ips last night. Shout out to Ips.
Yeah.
With Alex and Anna. And it was lovely.
Well, I'm glad you're having some fun dinners, Amy. Take care, everyone, and we will see you next week.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.